Drake, he was the first Englishman to navigate a ship around the globe. The original done it once. That replica over there, it has done it twice, following the exact same route as the original. They're currently restoring it back to its former glory, and they're planning another trip around the world in 4 years' time. Now the bridge that we are going under in a few short moments, it is London Bridge, and it is the 5th London Bridge to stand on this very site. The first one, it was made out of wood and it was built by the Romans. Previous bridges, they have fallen down, and that's where we get the nursery rhyme from. London Bridge is falling down. The previous bridge to this one, the 4th London Bridge, it started to sink into the mud. So in the 1970s, they decided to sell it, and it was bought by an American businessman named Robert McCulloch. He purchased the 4th London Bridge for $2 million. It was then dismantled stone by stone, and it was shipped over to Arizona, where it was rebuilt in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, and it still stands there today. On our right hand side and up, we do have the Shard, and the Shard, it is Western Europe's tallest building. It stands in at over 8,000 feet tall. There is a viewing platform on the 72nd floor, and then the rest is made up of luxury apartments, bars, restaurants, office space, and it's also home to the 5-star Shangri-La Hotel. Now each luxury apartment in the Shard has been valued between 30 and 50 million pounds. The architect of that building, he was an Italian man named Renzo Piano. And he was offered £2 million inside of that building, which he did politely refuse. And in return said, if you want my design, then I want the 4-bedroom penthouse apartment. And they agreed his terms. He lived in that penthouse apartment for 2 years before selling it on to an American R&B and hip-hop producer, will.i.am, for a reported £47 million. Over to our left, we have the Tower of London. And the Tower of London has been many things in its time. It's been a royal zoo, an observatory, a palace, for all means to make money. An armory and a prison, but it's most famously known as being a place of execution, and it is now home to the Crown Jewels. When we come down a little bit further, you'll be able to see some white writing that says entry to the Traitors' Gate. Now, if you was found committing treason against this country, you would have been rowed down from the Westminster Palace down here to the Tower of London by a Thames waterman by barge. You'd have gone through the bricked up entrance that's just underneath the writing, and then you'd have suffered your punishment. You'd have had your head surgically removed with a large blunt axe. But if you was famous, it did not stop there either. You'd then have your head dipped in tar. Now be on a spike at London Bridge to warn off any other future trains.
Nochmal schnell rausfilmen. Beziehungsweise da vorne vielleicht. Durch die Scheibe. London Bridge.
We are going to go through Tower Bridge, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to pass through underneath the arches. So a little bit of information about Tower Bridge in itself. It is the only bridge to be registered as a ship, as it always needs a captain, first mate and engineer on board at all times. And it is also the only bridge of its kind feeling on suspension of passenger bridge. What that means is the set of arches they put in raised up and double-sided footbridge, so that taller ships come into the upper wall of London. There was only one day of the year when Tower Bridge it will not open, and we've had a lot of people guess Christmas and other special days throughout the year, but unfortunately they've all been wrong. It is the day of the London Marathon, because that bridge there, it marks the halfway point. We have 40,000 runners. They run across this bridge every year for charity and other good causes. Now, if you own a tall-masted boat and require the bridge to be lifted, it is completely free of charge. All they require from you is you give them 24 hours notice before you start your journey into London, and then they'll lift the bridge for you. Now, the best time I've heard to book a slot to have Tower Bridge lifted for your boat is on a Friday at 5 o'clock, rush hour. And then you can sail past through slowly, smiling and waving at people on the bridge, and you can look at all the mayhem and misery you have just caused. Now over to our right hand side now, we have Butler's Wharf. And Butler's Wharf, it was once the largest tea warehouse here in London. Ships used to race back from countries like India and China back here with their cargo to Butler's Wharf, because the first ship back, it would get the best price for its tea. Tea was worth more than gold at one point. Butler's Wharf has now been transformed into very unaffordable luxury riverside apartments with some lovely bars and restaurants along the ground floor. Now the average price for a luxury apartment here at Butler's Wharf is anywhere between 3.5 and 4 million pounds. So it is very expensive to live along the banks of the River Thames. Also over to our right hand side now, we have the little dock entrance there to St Saviour's Dock. Now if anyone's seen Oliver, that's where parts of the scenes, parts of the film where that was filmed up there in St Saviour's Dock, where Fagin he dropped the money gold into the river. We've also had a James Bond scene go up through there as well in the film The World Is Not Enough. And they started a boat chase from the MI6 building all the way down here to St Saviour's Dock. Now from left to right we have these houseboat moorings here. We have Hermitage Wharf over to our left. It is very, very expensive to moor your boat up over there at Hermitage Wharf. Here on the right hand side it is completely free of charge. and under one condition only, that you grow a cherry tree on your boat. And you get 3 moorings over here on the right hand side. So if you want to moor your boat up here on the River Thames, over here on the right hand side is definitely the best place to do so. As you come further down now, you see the construction site here on the right hand side as well. As you've come down from Westminster to our journey down to the tower, you would have noticed a couple of these along your journey. And they're all a part of the Themse Tideway Tunnel project. What they have been doing is building a super sewer system here in London. For a long time, London has used a Victorian system and can only cater up to 2 million people. There are now close to 10 million people living here in London, and the old system, it cannot take anymore. So the new system they are building, it will cater up for 11 million people. It's a £5 billion project. It's set to take 10 years. They're about 3/4 of the way through now. Just to give you an insight how big the tunnel will be, you can fit 2 double-decker red London buses side by side in just one tunnel.
Teil 3. Themse is absolut empfehlenswert.